This is Worthy TV. Truth and integrity.
We toughen about we tea in here. Me no man na charge hey na fe ma dwene boom. Hey my bot dam na me nam. Do I be man onka ke e wo Ghana ho. So I be ma wutie dua won to hwete se me a ka se Kevin Taylor. Now TV so na fa on sabo because sa Kevin Taylor no. Anka ho na bo say yes o yere kura.
I was a man nyina kwa ba famra body TV so o first time na wa subscribe na wa like video no. O comment so hu hia na wa ja tomo e de amaye e da se pa. Na Kevin Taylor san fa ya bi mo na we dia ohun do oye no o se wo a oye be ma no kake o se Kevin dia wo de wentimi anka na kake keka ado be ye wo no o yere kura se onya oye Kevin Taylor say na wa fire dia fa JB Dankwa yes JB Dankwa buzia nom ne sa ekufo ado ne papa nom no ho ache se wo mu ye murderers wo mu kunipa no mosre na nyina ye behu dwonkuma de mo ye JB Dankwa edu omo fo edan soro ko wo ne sekan kun ya besi na ATS ne ma hu nipa okun no wo omo ko poison ye fe ne sen chama wontumi ne dwonkuma ema ohene ba betena TV so kae ni nyina kosi aga we chese ma MPP chance mo lead Ghana biu na one not to me short pass Okatakyie Afrifa na not to man but anyway yemkoti Kevin Taylor
power your friend JB Dankwa me history teacher but always what I try to do is say history about any facts we share with other Ghanaians for them to know baby ayebedu as a nation and why majority of Ghanaians are not supposed to even buy into the idea say there is a political party that thinks about Ghanaians. The NPP as a political party is was carved out of lies. Their party is filled with people who have never sat down to even think about Ghana as a nation. This JB Dankwa Ekufuado Nana, this man Ekufuado busu nipa no omo ka omo se JB Dankwa buzia a tradition. Eti MP before kasa omo kire say we and a party no omo na omo started a party no. Papa we oye CIA snitch. Oye nkofo na America for fa na mrebi e use omo chi etia Ghana. That is his record. Ne legacy no. And when you go around the world, so about JB Dankwa dia, that is what pops up even on the internet. He worked for the CIA against Kwame Nkrumah's regime. And the reason was that Kwame Nkrumah be the president there and the Nkobefa Kwame Biaso now we took Kwame Nkrumah. So basically JB Dankwa na watina oye busu Ekufuado busu eni no. This man ono na oye jumama America for in the 60s to make sure say they na Kwame Nkrumah person oye nyina no wakodi konkonsa say Kwame Nkrumah kire America for. So ye ka JB Dankwa or a snitch or a traitor. So Bronikas will be a snitch, a traitor, or they said Judas. Who are impacting the dinam. You understand? This is not about emotions. This is not about hate. This is about history and facts. So it is not about tribe and it's not about personalities. It's about what people did, their record they left behind. The facts into political Judas, a political traitor, a political snitch in Ghana's history is this man called JB Dankwa, who is related to Ekufuado. He is part of those guys who basically sabotaged Kwame Nkrumah and ended up killing Kwame Nkrumah because they didn't believe, say, a young man like Kwame Nkrumah will come from the US or the UK to come to Ghana with a good heart for Ghanaians to embrace him. In total, JB Dankwa. Who JB Dankwa, to say Judas. He's a political snitch. He is a political traitor. Into JB Dankwa could pay a krobi to say North Korea so and kebe hanging wo a jom near chanity. If you said your yeah, it's ya or minor, your wound. JB Dankwa could pay China and kebe sunny jom near the Pia one and fin, near the second, I wouldn't need chanity. because the oye no etia ekuru no. Inti JB Dankwa de oye no enye small thing, a serious matter. Inti eye adia oye Nana Dankwa Kufuado uncle no ne papa nua. Nana Dankwa Kufuado learn the politics no from JB Dankwa. And intina debiano omo kasa omo say Dankwa buzia because sa Dankwa way ena omo nyina suya bibia free no ho. Nana Dankwa Kufuado ne wafanie. De papa nua. Ode na tete Kufuado politics mu. Ode na kire ne say sa party a wodi akire we no yempe Kwame Nkrumah asem. This is NPP omo bile. He said he's a disease to Ghana as a nation. So who now ya the pa yebeka wichi in sempa. More times ana nipa bi eheda chichire nsem na omaka to nipa bi to. But there fene say so oba na beto abakosem na onya abotise na wutie papa na uhu no kure no. And the Ghana fo nyina kasa kasa. Kansem adan yesi JB Dankwa or Judas, the political Judas of Ghana. Dear no, yeah. JB Dankwa no a snitch. Kwame Nkrumah bomb attempt on his life. Ninyina na JB Dankwa buziamo and a chassis. They have been doing this for years. And you see, it's not like omunim de na omo ye. From day one, they knew say Kwame Nkrumah was going to be a great leader. They never wanted Kwame Nkrumah to lead Ghana until this man and his group decided to destroy Ghana. Now, may I go back near Nyomabia is because some people are making a lot of noise in Ghana. The reason why I wait and say, "Yepesa Ghana for who JB Dankwa is." Send a bear nipebi busa questions, sir. Near Kachom said they are asking the wrong people. The answers are all over the place. They can get their answers because and they are sorry, you know. This is what we heard. Ya to say a group almost free Ochiman. And remember, you can say Ochiman group and yet Achimfo nyina nipa kuo kitwe bi. But there's a group omo Achimfo omo adwene yomo say Achiman ni nyina yomo dia. That is the mistake we make. Enti Ekufo ado ebusuafo omo free ebuakwa omo hene eye Mr. Boachi. Omo busuafo kitwe bi na omo person omo represent Achimfo. That is wrong. A small clan cannot represent a whole community or a whole clan. They can't. This is a small group of family members. And they are sorry, the TNN say, thank you, Mr. S. Group bia oma bon kokura omoto achenchene. Aba be ka kire Ghana for say, omo ye achim group, omo nye achim group, omo ye Kufuor ebusuafo group. Achimfo nyansafo no will not have time to come to parliament to petition speaker because the history is there for everyone to see. Inti achimni a onim nyansa no. Achimni a ope brea ope so ye adwuma. Achimni a ope dokore no. That achimni will not waste his time to come to Accra to find answers because the answers are on the internet. The facts are there. They are declassified documents. They know the truth. Into this group of small ingrates, I'm representing the whole Achimfo. This small group of tiny, minute, tribalistic, blackface individuals. I'm feeling so entitled. A handful of ignorant souls think say they can take a Achimfo for granted. Nti omo di omo nkwasi asema omo say Achimfo nyina say enya Achimfo nyina because Achimfo nya nkwasiafo. Eye saa ebusua we Kufuor de frim. Saa ebusua kitwa we no omo na omo mpa adwuma omo mpa bre. De omo ka chawo say omo ye lawyers. JB Dankwa no ye lawyer. Omo nheda mbia adwuma ma obi nya bi. De bia omo ko asase on litigations. De bia omo bu obi aginisem sika. Saa ekuo kitwa bi no mpese omoma Achimfo nyina ye nipa bonini. These are traitors with traitors lineage. Now, again na omo say enyema omo. Ochiman youth, papa ogina we hwenkofo mjeje omonim tumtum. Omo disiste. Omo so omo ye youth. In the first place, they are even liars. Ochiman youth petition speaker over alleged derogatory remarks against JB Dankwa. Almost say, Oma tino ebusian fie, Oma himfie bino, Oma tina wa dwene ho, say, Obia ka asem ye tie JB Dankwa, the Judas. Into Omo ba parliament, Omo nti Omo ho ase. Kuro we mu afupa o. Cause Omo ti na pupu to aso, but democracy nti. Wa. Omo to gala, Omo num galamse nsuo. Omo ti galamse mu. Sankwasiafo we na eku JB Dankwa edu. JB Dankwa edu. Onusu from Kromo inform ho. We mo Jimmy. They are naturally born stupid. Ose Kevin di atem. Hwe. We mo no. They came to Accra to defend a political Judas. Hey, na mo say ye Jimmy your time wo. Mo say Moji say ye Jimmy ena mo bankran galamse a emmene mo ne mo hene na tim na mo ya galamse na mo de galamse na tie adware galamse na tie na mo de adware ende emrantie kasatia mo a mo kro no a mo ba mo se betu o ma de so ende obi kasatia mo okro ni mo a na se oyo hene a na mo tata na ye betu ade so the same thing some assemblyman bi obey your hene o matata na sa ade a abrante ne ka no kura kire omo owo achem ho owo ebu akwa ade ntia abrante ne se de mo ye ne nye omo nyina pese obuku no and why the greatest enemy omo peneku no o hene se ebetu ade so ade ntia wo be ka no kura kire mo na mudi mu Jimmy afọ baasa bankran kame bankam je nsama ka se JB Dankwa edu so ewu ye pese ewu nipa oku no ntwaboa mo Jimmy mo ba be dem mo pe questions mo pe answers about political Judas JB Dankwa. You give you the answers today. When you're emotional thing, it's not tribalistic or anything. We are telling you what the facts say. And this is John Mahama state in his speech, during the independence celebration, or say declassified documents. It say JB Dankwa is a traitor. John Mahama a declassified document, no. It was omoni JB Dankwa ye jumana ya America for no declassified document, and the who say JB Dankwa is a political Judas. So this political Judas, and the mafaka bankran say mope answers. A political Judas who was behind the Jesus of Ghana politics, Kwame Nkrumah, tried to kill Jesus Christ, Kwame Nkrumah. He ended up like a madman in Petenary in Nam. Wega. Wega. Menga. Now, some answers no more pen. Almost say, NDC, MP, I friend Mutala Mohammed. I can't send you a parliamentar or moment tiasie. On some people before Jimmy. Into that quote he made. Sanka MP before the Munyansa no Munya Kromfo no Munim say JB Dankwa a political Judas. What they should have done was that they should have gone back and check Bibi Okoti Assembly free. No more question source. No, the source is who you are supposed to question in Chabua. Mutala Ekoti source. So Mutala, in his speech, he did not say JB Dankwa is a traitor. He said the source, that is history, the source that has been printed. You can go and check from this source, and that you will see that JB Dankwa was a political Judas. Into Mutala Mohammed Bonebe na waye kwasiafo. Party amote ye Jimmy atro. Mote party said mote akonya. Into omuntiasie. So in parliament today, we cannot cite our references and sources. Also, Jimmy, the moment you start to mention JB Dankwa is a CIA agent, now or your informant, they start to get jittery because party no buy no. A conconsa for party, a Judas-like party. This guy is a traitor. All his actions when Kwame Nkrumah was president was treasonous. Opie North Korea and Kebe Chanity. Aman Kwala dia bobo ewa Shangara Park so obuase. Yes. Adia JB Dankwa ye no. Sanka North Korea no war, Sanka China no war, Sanka Soviet Union any of them. And Kebe Chine de na kejete ni etwanity we are near the politics by near chichere near the bobo. But because some people don't want those histories to be they don't want people to be reminded about those stories. Hey, me can be bia how asem ya meka no ha bia met site baby free buy send e be ya so wo ntokwa na oni baby a sauce no baby free buy na ne sauce na akoko na me ekọ me kire baby a sauce no wo political Judas. Iti what say MPP for kasa ene petumi oh JB Dankwa ne wo fa se Akufo-Addo ebe so tumi mu won kwasa de ode ye yes because adwene da papa we tirimu no enu bi na de Akufo-Addo ene MPP for tirimu a whole political party they murdered JB Dankwa edu ebe sinde obi anka ho asem nwan mafa ba se free mukurom se montia se a political Judas yeni yema mo answers mo pe answers na JB Dankwa edu de mo pe answers wono ho na se court wo ho na adentina man ko file case no court na court osono ma amemo endi mo asema mamo emmoa koto de ne bo gye koto bo gye JB Dankwa is a political traitor. He's a political Judas. And that is what the history says. Go on Google right now and Google who is JB Dankwa. It will tell you that JB Dankwa is an informant to the to the CIA. It is clear. Declassified. Google right now and come back to me. Who is JB Dankwa? I am not saying it. The stories are there. The people put it out there. And we are telling Ghanaians, saying that into a problem, go to the source, not me. I am not the source. And I'm creating story, no. The facts are there. So follow the facts and go follow the source and go question the source. Google who is JB Dankwa right now. It will tell you that JB Dankwa was an informant to CIA. No. I know did no. You was scaring you a snitch job. Moment to aso. Enti thanko for we ebe saade and I'm catch the mitimika say Kevin or boss. We have to actually spend time and explain a few things to Ghanaians because history there and we didn't write the history. Your history accredited history ubetuma verify. In fact, there are a lot of them cry omo sa stories any fact they are there you can approach. You can question. You can even sue. So be try there for JB Dankwa ho na site say me na me troye medini ahana metia. You have the right to sue the person. Dirty people. Bibia nyamo. Me question mo da. But you have all the right on this planet to question people. We are questioning history. We are questioning things. So if you think the question no we need go and follow a source na e de side and buy and the question source no. Arrogant people. Inti yedi Independence Day we and the President of the Republic John Dramani Mahama can say me or say US documents show CIA orchestrated Kwame Nkrumah's overthrow. And Oko read the documents na declassified. It is in there say JB Dankwa oye Akufo-Addo wafa. He was the agent the CIA used then to overthrow Kwame Nkrumah. And no. What's the big deal here? Mr. S, Mr. P. Okay. I get it. Did you all right, Mr. S, I get it. Inti mema obi anye dede biso ya bema ka ke. Now let's go into the story. Ni musa se JB Dankwa. Dia na kire say na o CIA agent. Omo trust story now, omo declassify story no. Omo to be the story now to abontene ema wiase nyina hu. Do not question me you. You need to question the source. Source ne boa me boa. So you need to do that work. I don't have to do that work. In the John Mahama car say they have declassified some documents. You know, you are supposed to question documents now. You declassify US for declassify. No, you are not supposed to question John Mahama. John Mahama the heading or your president, and he has been previewed to declassify documents. Into ono broni be na waye. Ghana ni obusa sa question say, who is JB Dankwa? Boni be na Ghana ni na ye. Mo boda mo hu. Is that? All right, thank you, Mr. S. Now, my mention, my dear. You see this man. His name is Richard Mahoney. Richard Mahoney. Oda hon tiase. Na ne papa ene ye ambassador US for the ba se ombra Ghana. Ne papa na eye the ambassador, the US ambassador to Ghana. Iti time na ne papa ye ambassador, ne papa kept a lot of classified information. And nobody till date aba bontina beka say papa we are already 73 years. The book I watch American government a certifier man say obetuma tono. Nobody can come out and say that the man has lied. Nobody. Because when you write a book in the United States, everything you put in there, it should be certified. You should make sure, especially when it's a political book, it needs to go through the right channels before the book is cleared to be sold. Now, this man is called Richard Mahoney. Ne papa na eye the US ambassador to Ghana. Time na Kwame Nkrumah eye president at JB Dankwa na oye Jumama CIA. Now, this man is 73 years old now. He is a senator, Arizona State University, and Okoye. Richard D. Mahoney is an American politician and academic. He was the Secretary of State of Arizona from 1991 until 1995. He has been the director of the School of Public and Plenty. He is still alive. You can contact him. You can email this man. Now, this man has written a book. And in the book, which the American government and American people, we have read, and the world around, politicians all over the place, nobody has contested whatever he has put out there because he had first-hand information from his father. Inti Saosha, the book edin the JFK or Deal in Africa, Richard D. Mahoney. This is the book. You can go on Google and buy it. The details are there. And this is just one part of the evidence that shows to say JB Dankwa. Nana do Dankwa kufuada ne wafa. Any JB Dankwa na omuti MPP no. He is a CIA. He used to work for the CIA as an informant or a political Judas. When my go jamenya abotre dwudwom, me pese kom trim. Omo yema nkama pon hwe. So, this is what this man, who is called Richard Mahoney, extra in the book. Let's take our time and read what is in the book. And then you will know exactly what JB Dankwa and it is on record. If you have any questions, you can email this man, question this man, and then email the US authorities. They will give you the documents. Now, let's take our time and read some part of his book. 2 pages B, because I hold a concentrated power with JB Dankwa. So, yes. Now, when you take his book, this is another book that you can go look for. And also, another book, Yatra, JB Dankwa, a woman, and no, Sa Edino, and Mutala Mohammed, estate here, Martin Meredith, the State of Africa. And also, Sabu, a woman say, JB Dankwa, not a CIA agent, or a Juma, nor a political Judas. The evidence are there plenty. Into Google, to book no kind. This book too was written by Martin Meredith. On also so the history of the continent since independence. On also throw book and showed clearly say JB Dankwa Yejuma as an informant against the Kwame Nkrumah. Uja kwa. Udi matem kwa. Enyame na mchiro book no. Me chira the old books. Today we are going to concentrate on this book, which is by Richard D. Mahoney, or Deal in Africa. JFK, Satana JFK, the president of America, Kennedy. Now, yanko a Mahoney book nim. Niyan check some part of the book in Sama Okan Yankasa Efa JB Dankwa. The man is still alive. He's here. He is not somebody you can email him, question him, ask for his source, non-show, because ne papa na ya ambassador no. Go to Amazon and buy the book and read. Now let's read the book. The words are quite small. I will do my best to read it. Now we'll go page 184 in that book. Mahoney Troya, page 184. JFK Ordeal in Africa. I show book, and I make sure page now. Me be read it for you. Send you will understand. Mr. S, this is the right place to start it from, right? All right. Now, I'm going to show you where we are going to start this whole thing from. When I see how baby I did red line at no. I wanna started detailing JB Dankwa, the political Judas, the information onim from ne papa ankasa, and he's previewed to the document. Go and buy the book. Now already Osha Asiona the red line at now. Let's start from there. Me read because Swami for Shemi, Bantama for Shemi, Kwabre, Asankregwa, Obuasia Manchem, Ayam Patasi, Miamikro Mayodo, Nipa Bibri Wagana She, into a kind of to me and near Jujum. Because we are speaking about the political Judas of Ghana, JB Dankwa. Okay, my team is telling me to start from the other side. Mr. Okay, my team is saying I should start from this part. Now, Obienya would say, I'm going to enlarge it. Yes, start here free the part where it says the embassy. Obiahu. I want to enlarge it. Send a bear Obiabehu diamekain. No being Kasa Kevin. Edidian Ibiakaho. This is in the book. It is on Amazon. You can get some to buy. Now, me reading free the embassy. The embassy in Accra saw no basis for operational activity and recommended that, and I quote, we maintain our presence on a business as usual basis, end of quote. Ambassador Mahoney was soon to find out, however, what careerists normally prefer to ignore by instincts and what political appointees usually fail to grasp through innocence, that an ambassador is seldom and master of his own house. So this part of the book, now Mahoney catch say ne papa time I appointing say on your day Ombra Ghana na ombe ambassador by JFK Kaso Ombrano. Now the papa a politician who basically did not know say there were a lot of things that comes together for an ambassador to have his grounds and to understand what is actually happening. Oseni papa bedru ya no and oti ase say so ugina bontini asibia ohunu no and te say utinem and then you can say wonsasima yendi njaw. Ne papa eye Mahoney. This is the time Mahoney no nie. Mahoney meets with the US ambassador to Ghana, William P. Mahoney Jr., 11:13 a.m. President John F. Kennedy in rocking chair meets with U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, William P. Mahoney Jr. The ambassador met with President Kennedy before departing for his post, Oval Office, White House, Washington, D.C. It's before Mahoney every D.C., he met the president who said, go to Ghana and be the ambassador. This is the picture they took before Mahoney left United States. Mahoney no chro book ne papa nie on ne JF Kennedy ne to no on ne te eye akonwa white nim no enti osia the president ansa na o free DC aba Ghana abaye ambassador enti evidence no ho wa kire mo sa ne papa ene baaye na mo mienko ne papa baaye no de esiye na o check story na who redid the Amideba first time now. Oba Siona, baby at the red line as starting a young kind free ho. This is what you see. Red line is starting. Say the matter concerned Dr. JB Dankwa, Nkrumah's opponent in the presidential elections of 1960, who had been released from prison a few months after Mahoney's arrival as ambassador. Dankwa paid a visit one November day to the embassy to ask Mahoney why the funds his family had been receiving during his imprisonment had been cut off after his release. Time Mahoney bedru Ghana or take position as the ambassador. Or one day JB Dankwa November mu eba no ho ebe ka kire ne say na me da prison na me free prison ba no ma be hu say eye pay na yetua me wo American government na etua me ne mebusua no pay na mo de ma me all the time na me she prison na me pay no ma be hu say pay no emba biem adentra into JB Dankwa the political Judas no he confronted Mahoney the ambassador then ekọ no ho ka kire ne say Mr. Ambassador many of them JB Dankwa no me na me contested Kwame Nkrumah in the 1960 elections. No, I was jailed because of the things I did. Now in jail, no, I was expecting the United States government through the embassy to be paying my wife, my kids, and myself. So I was expecting my accounts to be full. So I'm reading I'll say the matter concerned Dr. JB Dankwa, Nkrumah's opponent in the presidential election of 1960, who had been released from prison a few months after Mahoney's arrival as ambassador. Dankwa paid a visit one November day to the embassy to ask Mahoney why the funds his family had been receiving during his imprisonment had been cut off after his release. Or say, I didn't know free prison by Sikana ye monthly salary or daso. I don't know makati sikana babium. The question is, Ejuma Ben and JB Dankwa eyema the US embassy or the US government, why cause ambassador no can say, why are you not paying me? That is a question for the gods. That is a question for the gods. Into Obi Obusa say, when DNA Juma na JB Dankwa yama American embassy. A DNA no yama America for or that prison no or pieba no or ne ambassador no problem say I don't know muntia misika mamia wakati. That means the JB Dankwa we know was working for the Americans. What work was he doing? Because you as a Ghanaian, you cannot just get up one day and say, Maba US Embassy, pay me. No, it doesn't work like that. You should have done some work for the US Embassy before they will pay you. So the question is, Ejuma Ben and JB Dankwa eyema US for no in 1960. 61, 62, 60, or even before 1960. Because from the way he's talking, he was being paid before 1961, 62. That means he was working for the Americans or the CIA for a long time before even 1960, 61, 62. Now, may I kind the other part of the book, now, you're reading free a kakra, baby a red line one. I wanna ink in the womb. Now, JB Dankwa approach Mahoney. Na Mahoney wapo kakra na ene wanwa. Edien ene si ye yenjudwam. Mahoney ban book na make no enya me. So you cannot say Kevin Taylor. O question akọ Mahoney ban ho. Ono na wote ase kobusa no. Ye chiro book no America ha. Senka de ochiro no boa nka America for man publish it. It is our problem akọ Mahoney ho. Ne kobusa no. Now, who read the page 185 or say, this was the first time that Mahoney had heard of the arrangement. Or say, this was the first time now Ambassador Mahoney, what to say? Yetua Obika, the US government, Etia Ghana Nibika, a politician in Ghana or contested of a president. This was the first time a politician from America, what to say? How can somebody say Baumia contesting on the flag of the MPP being paid by the US government through the embassy? The ambassador was shocked. Or see, this is the first time I am hearing something like that. As an ambassador, I'm a buyer, you know. I didn't even meet anything like that. And I be say koso. Because the name Mahoney, one say, how can a presidential candidate who wants to be the president of a country, how can he be working for a foreign country, taking salary, the same time wanting to be president? That was his shock. So Judas wanted his money. Now, Uridia or say. So what did the ambassador do? After Dankwa left, so after JB Dankwa a free ni fi hono okoye no. And a free embassy okoye no. This is what Ambassador Mahoney did. After Dankwa left, he summoned the CIA chief of station to ask why he had not been advised of the agency's association with Dankwa. Inti Dankwa ekeka nsem wie na ofree embassy wono enna Mahoney oya ambassador no efre embassy wono almost CIA desk ho department in charge CIA for and ofre station boss no say e dey na ekoso a minim ho hwe no inti na yetua JB Dankwa kwa eka sika enna me as a new ambassador I have no knowledge about. So the guy as the ambassador no ofre office wo of fresh CIA agent now or more desk or station desk officer bra man we about a friend JB Dankwa or contest Kwame Nkrumah so the president betiano ababeka chem say ni pay akem JB pa inti ya wasika ne papa no mo sika no sana upe akem ana Mahoney busa CIA agent say papa no ba o say friend JB Dankwa munyina munim no on na o contest Kwame Nkrumah 1960 no person o Ghana president no wa ba ha be ka chem say oda payroll so adenti na okoda prison oba ya ni sika na o se tua ne yentua no nti mo amoye CIA fo a me beto mo officer no mo ma me answers na Mahoney are confused. How can a presidential candidate be taking salary from a foreign government for embassy? How? Intina Mahoney na adwuma ne sekrene. Now, young court story needs to be near here, Mahoney. Yeah. Now, this is what happened, or this is what followed. Now, I'll say this, I'll say, my main status may be a rain fee. I'll say, he summoned the CIA chief of station to ask why he had not been advised of the agency's association with Dankwa. Dissatisfied with the explanation, Mahoney flew to Washington, D.C. 2 days later and personally informed President Kennedy about the matter. Inti Mahoney no ya ambassador na ebusa CIA for no mutumi ma answer papa bia. Omo toto papa so. They could not give a direct answer because omo ni say ade na esi. Na Mahoney onte ne ho ase. And I say, then I am flying to Washington, D.C. I want to come and meet the president and tell him about this because I don't know what is going on. Mahamudu Bawumia say U.S. Embassy in Tianika. How? JB Dankwa oye political leader of an opposition party say, yeah, then they kind of salary my. So Mahoney was confused. He was worried. Obusa CIA desk this one what embassy one. Almost end to me share a money straight answer. I said BB Koso. And Mahoney said, oh no, the politics yeah. Any smart president Tasmano, he doesn't want to offend anybody. So he's going to go back to his appointer. He's going to go back to his boss to question the boss to say, what is actually going on for a presidential candidate to come to my office demanding for salary? Now, Yanisha DC a time or call a year Washington DC, Okushia president. Now, the president we do Washington DC. Now, Wakobusa president, Adentina JB Dankwa say in Tianika. This is what transpired between Mahoney and the president. The president reacted sharply to the news and told Mahoney that he had sent a letter to all ambassadors in May 1961, making it clear that their authority extended to all phases of embassy decision making. Kennedy, that is the president, authority Kennedy then telephoned CIA Director John McCone and told him that he was sending Mahoney over to CIA headquarters and wanted the matter resolved immediately. It occurred, and President Kennedy captured Mahoney said, Mahoney, I have given instructions, and the instructions I have given, it applies to every embassy around the world, especially in Africa, that some decisions have been taken and that some actions are not supposed to be taken. Until the president told Mahoney, I am sending you to the CIA boss. The president could have sent him to the Senate boss. He could have sent him to the Agric boss. He could have sent him to the education boss. But the president said, I am sending you to McCone, who is the director of the CIA. Come McCone ho. Now McCone in church bibi munchiraw. Into read here, this is what he said. The president, Kennedy, then telephoned CIA Director John McCone and told him that he was sending Mahoney over to CIA headquarters and wanted the matter resolved. Into a friend McCone or phone so, and I say, I am sending Mahoney to you, making sure says we must solve a problem. No. So the president acknowledged that there was a problem. What the American say? Mahoney called DC, echo the boss, so the boss say a presidential candidate in Ghana is demanding salary. Why is he demanding salary? And the president said, my instructions say, Bibi na Bibi koso, na sa Bibi no yen CZ. Owie Loka say, go to the CIA Director McCone. Now, on making sure says our problem way, it has been resolved. Meaning, the president knew was say, my directive be say, Bibi way esuncha. So there was a problem. So Mahoney was so green. He didn't know that JB Dankwa was a senior staff member of the CIA desk. Accra. Mahoney did not know. He didn't even have an idea. He's green. It's what happened. Mahoney had to go to the director of CIA, Mr. McCone. Now let's go back and see what happened after that. Team, stay with me. Now, this is what happened. Into McCone, air director, and an or train Mahoney, and a Mahoney echo who McCone. Now, this is what happened. The understanding that emerged from the meeting at Langley was that, Yakasa Langley, a Honana CIA director, no office, no Sanya Freho, Langley. I want to see omo headquarters no. Intina Watron said the understanding that emerged from the meeting at Langley was that, and I quote, no undertaking of any kind, even remotely involving our situation in Ghana, would either be continued or launched without the ambassador's knowledge and approval. End of quote. Inti Mahoney called McCone one oka say, or no, or director of CIA no, or ma instructions say. All the embassies in Africa, Obianiwa obetime take a decision in the name of the CIA without him, his directions. Meaning, he's acknowledging, say Yentia Obika Ewo Ghana as an informant. He has given instructions that that person should not be paid. He has given instructions that whoever is making noise, the decision has come from the headquarters that all their embassies, whoever was working with their embassy, including the one in Ghana, Mahoney, follow no. Nobody, you can say, nobody is supposed to be paid that. It affects JB Dankwa too. Now, Yanko Nyangha de Twaso. Now, it appeared, however, that the damage had already been done. A siege mentality had taken hold in Flagstaff House. More than 500 persons, more than 500 persons were being held in detention as the police continued to search for the terrorist group. Now, Eba Sano, now Kwame Nkrumah are worried because they wanted to kill him. Now he had seen the bomb threat on his life. Kwame Nkrumah got worried. He knew there were some people in this country who were working with some foreign nationals or foreign agencies that wanted to take him out. Enti Kwame Nkrumah activated a vigilance. About 500 people who felt they were part of that idea to eliminate Kwame Nkrumah, no, they had fled Ghana. Do you understand? Into that siege, you know, that siege mentality, you know, it was because Kwame Nkrumah, they had threatened his life so many times. At this point, you know, Kwame Nkrumah did not know what to do. He had to take action because he realized, he said, there were some people in this country, say they wanted to take him out. They tried to eliminate Kwame Nkrumah, bomb, poison, so many times. So that was when Kwame Nkrumah also activated defense mechanism. Into some of the mechanisms that Kwame Nkrumah implemented, and they say some foreign consulates, or closing. What he did was, Nkrumah viewed foreign consulates and beyond Accra, any foreign consulates na any Accra, Ebiwo Togo, Benin, the neighboring countries, he saw them say those people who were trying to take his life, that were the places they were harboring. So Nkrumah became very vigilant. Nkrumah started also activating the senses to make sure he protects himself and protects his nation. Now, already document. Let's move forward. More than 500 persons were being held in detention as the police continued to search for the terrorist group. The government ordered all foreign consulates outside Accra to be closed immediately. The embassy reported that Nkrumah was now pathologically obsessed. The embassy reported that Nkrumah was now pathologically obsessed with the CIA and was passing out copies of Andrew Tully's expose. CIA, the inside story on an indiscriminate basis. So it got to that point whereby Kwame Nkrumah became pissed off. He became paranoid because so many times they had tried to kill him. He was like, what the hell is going on around here? So what happened was that he became very suspicious, and the CIA became his focal point because he realized that the CIA had a lot of resource, and whatever was happening, the gadget and the kind of intelligence that some people were having in the country, it was geared towards him. He noticed, he was believing, the CIA had something to do with it, but he knew the CIA was not doing it directly. They were using some people in the country. This is in the book. I did not say this. If you want to challenge the book and challenge the writer. Now, so what did Kwame Nkrumah do? I'm sorry, let me open it up. Now let's move forward. On December 7th, Ghana openly threatened Togo, warning that if the Togolese government did not repatriate Ghanaian descendants, and I quote, the government of Ghana will have no alternative but to institute such measures as may be found necessary to protect the safety and security of the state of Ghana and its citizens, end of quote. And Kwame Nkrumah actually sent a message to Togo. And Okatakyie Togolese government and they say, Ghana for mu nyine dwane abetete Togo. Satana gbede ma mu tete Togo. Buzia mo edwane efri Ghana. And omako tete Togo. And na omo ed den eye ejuma inside Ghana to make sure he's overthrown, to make sure he's killed. Inti Kwame Nkrumah so intelligence lecturer say all these people who were doing these things were hiding around Ghana, our neighboring countries, especially Togo, because Togo is the closest. So he issued a warning. Say, Mama Sanko Foro Mukrobo di Sambra Fie. If you say from Kwame Nkrumah's intelligence, he got to know, say, JB Dankwa in the group, Buzia, Bedema, JB Dankwa himself, any colleagues now can free Ghana. And now Omako Togo, any other neighboring countries, and now they were serving the CIA. what happened? My main kind is CN. Now, news of worsening relations with Ghana moved Senator Dodd to launch a Senate subcommittee investigations to determine whether U.S. money was aiding another communist state. Professor Kofi Buzia, recently of Lome and other exile stating grounds, provided the testimony Dodd needed. And I quote, Ghana is the center of subversive communist activities in Western Africa, end of quote. What happened was that there was this senator in the U.S. Congress, and your friend Senator Dodd. Now, Senator Dodd, you know, etin sembi won from him. Now, in some not here, not free Buzia ano. Satana Buzia eshe Lome Togo. And na Buzia church script and all granting interviews. Now, Buzia and someone all can say, ni pebi wa Ghana and the United States of America. Eddie Omusika Emma Omo to fight the Ghana government and making sure say sorry. Ni pebi wa Omo Ghana US Fosika and Omudi Ebu Ghana for faso. Inti or directi US Fosa Kwame Nkrumah eni pabonini. Sikebi a free US eba Ghana no. They say our daddy no dictator and a sebio all the sikana ebun kam call for democracy so. In the Senate and the test no and I say and obey investigations into the matter because you see they created an impression say Kwame Nkrumah is a dictator. And now Togo, Ebikotna Benin, and what they were doing was that they were giving false information to the Americans and other Europeans who were supporting Ghana and creating the impression say Kwame Nkrumah or a communist, Kwame Nkrumah or a dictator, Kwame Nkrumah is not allowing Ghanaians to be who they are. He is not allowing democracy to thrive. These are the same people who tried to bomb Kwame Nkrumah, to kill Kwame Nkrumah after they were exposed, you know. The neighboring countries. Buzia was part, JB Dankwa was in jail, Bedema too was in Togo, and that was the agenda to destroy Kwame Nkrumah. And this was a plan. JB Dankwa and MPP for no, they cooked. So all this while, JB Dankwa was on the payroll of the CIA. Per the book, not me. If you want to challenge Mahoney. If you want to challenge what I'm saying, don't challenge me. You have to challenge who? Challenge Mahoney. Because or no, ne papa and an ambassador, he was there. Ne papa handed over the files to him and said, this is the truth. And or their true book. Or not just a mere American walking on the street. Oh. He's a congressman. He is not a Bayira Yadjie. He's a big man in America. So you can question him. Now, young Queen, I didn't see it. When you go down, this is what happened. Now book him, go on Amazon, you can buy it. Now, so already the other side of the story. This is what it says. Mahoney appealed to Washington to stall the appearance of the Dodd report, but this, of course, was not possible. Nkrumah found Dodd's wide-ranging accusation galling in the extreme, and the fact that the senator was a senior member of the president's own party was not lost on the Ghanaians. End of quote. Nkrumah then called for the expulsion of all Peace Corps volunteers on the grounds that they were, according to the party press, and I quote, subversive agents, end of quote, employed by the CIA. There was no doubt that if the U.S. were forced to pull its Peace Corps contingent out of Ghana, it would also withdraw from the Volta project. 1/3 of Ghana's secondary schools, blah, blah, blah. So this is what happened. And yet the ambassador not to Ghana, no, he had first-hand information of what was happening in Ghana. He knew that the information that was put out there against Kwame Nkrumah by Buzia, Togo, Bedema, who switched. Bedema was Kwame Nkrumah's very good friend. He switched to become part of them. That information that Buzia was throwing from Togo, from Lome, to make Kwame Nkrumah look bad, because Buzia knew that JB Dankwa was working inside Ghana for the CIA as an informant. Buzia, all that he had to do was to tell the Americans in the US that the Kwame Nkrumah administration, this is what they are using your money for. They are using the money to suppress the people. Not knowing the same time, JB Dankwa was there trying to manipulate the system to kill Kwame Nkrumah. Now, when that happened, the ambassador who is in charge of the embassy and has first-class information, he tried to stop the senator's report because he knows the truth. He lived with Ghanaians. He knew the political terrain. He knew JB Dankwa was a liar. He knew JB Dankwa used to work for the CIA because that time an AHR reported that JB Dankwa had been fired. Now the pay has been blocked. Mahoney knew that JB Dankwa used to be an ex-worker for the CIA. He knew JB Dankwa's colleague in his party was Buzia. He knew that Buzia and JB Dankwa are colleagues, they are friends. And what they were doing was to destabilize Ghana. The ambassador, now a friend of Mahoney, he tried to stop that investigations because he knew the basis of the investigations was wrong. And that whatever information they were getting from Buzia, Bedemamono, to be investigated in Washington, it was totally from what was happening on the ground. But the situation was that the man who initiated the investigations in Washington, he was the president's friend. And the ambassador is just an ambassador. He could not stop it. So that investigations went and landed on the desk of the president. So what Buzia, JB Dankwa, the NPP wanted, had happened because they wanted the Americans to see Kwame Nkrumah's regime as a terrorist or a tyrant regime. Now they have been able to create that impression and created it in a form of a document on the desk of Kennedy that Kwame Nkrumah is a communist and that Kwame Nkrumah is in Ghana killing people, suppressing people, chasing people out of the country. But every single person, JB Dankwa, Buzia, Bedema, who left the country, they left because after they tried to assassinate Kwame Nkrumah, it backfired and they all ran for their lives. That was why they were all out of the country, living in our neighboring countries. So Kwame Nkrumah did not push them out. They ran away because of their deeds. JB Dankwa, who was caught, was jailed. JB Dankwa came out asking for his salary from the US government. That is how we got to know JB Dankwa. This guy is a political Judas. Do you understand the picture? So because you say JB Dankwa, Onye Judas, JB Dankwa is a traitor. Obiwo, another information on Fambra. This man is a dangerous man. Now, Sifo, you know me, dangerous. He's a terrorist. JB Dankwa. So their guilt, team, are we good? Their guilt made them run away from Ghana. And you know the funny thing? I am very sure that whoever contracted JB Dankwa and his likes to work for the CIA did not even tell Washington. So JB Dankwa was being paid under the table. That is why, time Mahoney buy, the CIA agents, they could not officially tell Mahoney, say, JB Dankwa is our agent, because they knew that Washington wasn't going to be happy about it. At least on paper, Washington wasn't involved. Inti, anything at time man no echo echo DC, any Kennedy Kennedy say he had already issued a statement that nobody from a country can work for the US government. That means maybe Washington had realized that some people were collaborating with some people underground to work against their own country. And they knew JB Dankwa was somebody who was working for them. Because JB Dankwa, a day a man to me money pay free prison, Mahoney say, what a meka, or some salary, mano. Mahoney on fire with Juma, a Ghanaian presidential candidate, insisting on his salary from a foreign country's embassy. It means we're a snitch. You are a terrorist. You are a political Judas. You are an informant. This man is a wicked man. So what led to Buzia's running away from Ghana? What led to Bedema running from Ghana? Then ma nipa be 500 omudani free Ghana. Time Kwame Nkrumah activate the census, the defense census, it was the bombing. They tried to bomb Kwame Nkrumah. They were the people behind the bombing. Into study, when you read the story, these are the facts. Nkrumah was coming from a meeting with President Maurice Yamiogo in Tenkodogo, Burkina Faso. Tenkodogo, Burkina Faso. At the time known as Upper Volta. The meeting was to sign documents relating to the construction of a major hydroelectric project on the Volta, which would become Lake Volta. Now, during the trip back to Ghana, heavy rains caused difficulties for the convoy on the country's bad roads. The presidential convoy stopped at an outskirts of Boko to greet school children who had been waving and catching glimpses of the president. Where Kwame Nkrumah time Okobokina and of course sign a black voter contract deal be to build a black voter on the president of Burkina. All banana in Suyato. Intina Kwema Basabasa. And I'll say no Obejina a year dien, Obejina Boko. Na school fwa, Omodona, Omojina Huanho, Wakosras Robokakra. It was all a plan against Kwame Nkrumah. Now, to greet school children who had been waving and catching glimpses of the president, a school child, Elizabeth Asantua, approached the president with a bouquet of flowers, was severely injured when the bomb exploded. Kwame Nkrumah Oboko, akwarana na okuta flowers no, na your friend no Elizabeth Asantua. Na me expect say sa akwarana e de flower be ma no, ye be friend no, e de Mamunatu Mahama, ana Aisha tu, e de Tahiru. But shockingly enough, Bokuna odru no, yenya santini akwara a santini awono a santini dinda no so and all the flowers ne koma Kwame Nkrumah say, oh Mr. President and the flower nie yenya Elizabeth Asantua asantini mapamba. How did that happen? Somebody had to bring that child, somebody had to carry that child from somewhere to come and execute that job. Until the bomb exploded, the president was saved by his bodyguard, Captain Samuel Buckman, who instinctively wrestled the president to the ground after hearing the tickling on the timing device. The president and Buckman experienced non-life-threatening injuries, but 55 other people were injured. In Thomas Shipi Akwara, your friend Elizabeth Asantua, and the Disa Asantua, into Nipano, Akwara, Nani Papa Beye, Sebio Akani, and the other call Boko. Because we had planned everything. Whether it rained or it didn't rain, Kwame Nkrumah was supposed to stop at Boko. Because there were people in Kwame Nkrumah's intelligence, they knew what they were doing. In Tomudru Hono, na school for no hodada. Yes, Mr. President, whether rain or shine, you need to say hello to the children. And who Elizabeth Asantua. Elizabeth Asantua Onyini Woboko, 1960. Elizabeth Asantua Onyini Woboko, 1960, 1961. Na Elizabeth Asantua be na tiboko. Why na oye Elizabeth Asantua papa na otiboko. Ye betam Elizabeth Asantua free. Eye akanifi ne de ko ye say, we ye ba ye nim de betuma ka kire ne ma na ye. Oye say ye di agro aha. Inti akwara ne de bomb ne ma Kwame Nkrumah in the form say flowers kata ho no. And now Kwame Nkrumah bodyguard ne take ke omo de watch ahyem a read time no ene na ebema bomb na to. Enti Kwame Nkrumah bodyguard Buckman eti bomb no and obusi bomb no and de Kwame Nkrumah to form or da Kwame Nkrumah so ne su yetidim nipa 55 ebi nsate ebi komotwa ebi enie tu Kwame Nkrumah ne bodyguard da form almost epra kakra. This is the Ghana under JB Dankwa buzia. Ayana mo MPP for mo refi mo ho. Ayana mo gin say ye Jimmy to the point to say yen kai mo party no baby am free ba. And today they are planning to do that to John Mahama. That is them MPP for no. Omo mo space, they will do it. They will kill Mahama. That is the party. That is how the party was built. There's nothing new here. This is the MPP na make sure no. This is it does. So when after the bomb came off, doctor or treaty Kwame Nkrumah, not a British doctor, bomb no Kwame Nkrumah top form no nails in that one na hyehyem palette ne ade ebe hyehyɛ Kwame Nkrumah body nim be ema broni doctor eni nya abotre yiyi ni nyina every Kwame Nkrumah widie mu Elizabeth Asantoa de bomb ni hye ni nsem akwara ketekete dio no nim. What does the kid know? At that point, Akwara was done the president. But the people who gave birth to these kids, they had an agenda. Because the agenda was that Fabombo ne komano ne free ho na Kwame Nkrumah ngu. This was JB Dankwa MPP and Omotene. They are very dirty people, dangerous people. And anytime you don't underestimate the NPP. 42 years in opposition is a must. The little girl knew nothing about this. And the MPP set a young kid up. Now, what if Kwame Nkrumah J Flower no Tama Akorano say Oni Akorani picture and think that little girl would die with the bomb? I didn't want Jimmy MPP. These are the people we've been talking about. They are dangerous. This is the MPP, no. And until at the moment you start to talk about their history, they get angry. So what's start your history? I don't move. Who come history? I JJ Rawlings and Kwame Nkrumah because they have done a lot of damage. This woman died 2021. Her blood is on this man's head. It's on the head of Buzia. It is on the head of every MPP elder who knows the truth and is still hiding the truth. Obia wa MPP mwa unim sa some way send your ba ya o your hinio o your himao o your politician o your penyini o your akwara o na unim no kura no sa ma me we and moja gutiri so adena mo ye dipa bone for sa. They are always on the edge. The moment you start to talk about Ghana politics, you want to step back and start to talk about Ghana politics, they get angry. Their only focus is on JJ Rawlings. Because they know that they have done a lot of damage to Ghana. And when JJ Rawlings speaks, he was telling Ghana for say, these NPP are dangerous. He knows them. He knows these people killed Kwame Nkrumah. He knows these people wanted to kill him. When Kufuor came, he brought reconciliation. He wanted to nullify JJ Rawlings. He knows when they are given the opportunity, they will kill. So every time he got the opportunity to speak to the international media, JJ Rawlings did not mince words. He was direct and he made Ghanaians understand.
Mampanyini eja ajiwudin Dr. Boom JJ Rawlings edi atidwa a wochire say emfiempim yenu ene enwotwe emra ne ye pempen so akoto aba no mu no MPP aban no ebo wosre ni bi epa senka wo mekun wo no mampanyini dada JJ Rawlings woni brigadier general Nunu Mensa ena afenso navy commander bi a wamfa ne din antudwa nenso asrafo bi a se chimpo no na wo mobo enyoso no wo mu ankasa efa kwan so a omunua yanko bedi sabone semi womo echere no eno mampanyini da JJ Rawlings echere se odi ho ya ye papa se mra wo mampanyini dada asomdwe hene John Evans atafi females eba amemo mu no na nka wo hwe ni mu se sasre ni ya ye bo ne pa se wo mekun wo no JJ Rawlings wo be hwehwe ni nsem mu nenso mampanyini dada tamils echere se wo no de nya afe en wo kotata wo bia ni nyina no eye wo no de amede me pa asomdwe ya na wo hwehwe enimu no entra o mampanyini dada eje within Dr. Boom edesa ensem we nyina etudwa emra wo mo ene abusuan nyina ekohie mu e woda sebre ekwamu aboaten na yie enhyehyeye ase
omudu papa Kufuor so ese papa Kufuor Dr. Rawlings Dr. Boom disrespect Babaji say all kind news or disrespecting Rawlings odu so ye papa Kufuor ex-president Kufuor odu so Dr. Boom sankwasiafo we omo ye mponchibini o. They are crazy. And that is what they do. They don't respect anybody. JJ Krakachiromo, these people wanted to assassinate him. That is their traits. And he continuously told you Ghanaians, Mami enjoy power man go forward. Why would they go for the G2 Mika Krodiye? Okunipat no asre. They killed their own JB Dankwa Edu. Chanity, the second war. They laugh about it today. For 8 years, they never mounted a stage to say, JB Dankwa do. They never mention his name because they killed their own and they laugh about it. These are murderers. The NPP as a political party has no space in Ghana politics. Nobody should see that group as a group that is ready to help. This is a group Obukuni Pasre. These are dangerous murderers. The JB Dankwa Buzia and it's our traditional. They don't have Ghana at heart. So consistently, JJ Rawlings and these I'ma catch them. You need to understand. When you use fear, when you use fear, it degenerates into what we call it will degenerate to explode the country. Because odi ehu echichiri kuro, odi ehu edi ni paso. Echise de kufu adi ehu di muso a ebesin there, you are still scared. There's fear in your heart, because that is the principle or blueprint or modus operandi of these NPP guys. And then JJ Rollins said it was the reason why he had to step in, because when stepping in, that was the time that no institution, security agency was respected. And JB Dankwa, these people took advantage of the small holes. In Titama Liman Bayano, Rollins realized that these people were coming in different colors. He knew that the people were going to take advantage of the small cracks to now manifest into something dangerous. So he realized that the people wanted to use the fear to do what? To suppress the people into submission. That was the same thing from 2017 to 2024. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the MPP, they used fear. They suppressed everything into submission. Into now at a point we are all asking, into Penyini Kromhana, why is nobody talking? That was how JJ felt before he stepped in to say no, because we have tested blood and we have tested water. We need to understand to say, Yani Ankasa, we need to choose our leaders. So the NPP as a political party, they kill, they enjoy. Let me take you back a little bit for you to understand what the NPP is. JB Dankwa, you want to understand this party? Do you remember this young man? They murdered this young man. They murdered John Kuma. Omukunu daylight. They killed him. They poisoned John Kuma. Why? Because John Kuma wanted to be president. He was a fine gentleman. Or your MPP. Before they killed JB Dankwa, they killed John Kuma after. You know why? Because the NPP is all about murder to suppress. They killed John Kuma. Omankasa John Kuma. From the day they murdered John Kuma, the day they poisoned John Kuma, they have never mounted a stage to mention John Kuma's name, the same as JB Dankwa do, because the party is a murdering machine. They kill. They are happy about it. They enjoy. That is why today they sit and they are proud that they killed their own. This party is dangerous. They sat on TV to tell you people, we know who killed John Kuma. We know how he was poisoned. What have they done about it? They were in power. They ignored it because they killed. That is the NPP. And this is NPP character. They killed John Kuma. Omoko campaign. And Amobaye. And he serve John Kuma ni chairman to be confirm or no on the mobile when DB no I make a cry. Boy na de bia no ono de oje aduane bi di no ono so endi bi that day no. Nobody at that place and they serve the aduane bi. It be a ku confirm na e ku ne buy no. Obi anfa ne nsanka confirm no. Nipa odi a confirm ba hotel ho no ye hu ne da ebesi ne. They killed John Kuma. They strategically lured the guy to the northern region and killed him. Akwa we so kenyo boa 4 o'clock and on sorry ye say obusa chairman say obehye fugu na chairman behye fugu a say fugu na chairman ho afi na wo na free hotel ho akọ chairman ho akọji fugu ato fugu be na ye to wasiafo da be na hu se the fugu agu table so to fugu it wo frɛ no at 4 a.m. ebusa ne say atade be na obehye. They knew what they had done. And they knew they were going to save Chairman Wontumi, because they knew that Chairman Wontumi, Bawumia campaign team, the doctor was going to come and save Chairman Wontumi with that medicine. So they knew that John Kuma was going to die later. They knew. Inti Australia Homachi, Eka say, Chairman Wontumi yakwara. Chairman Wontumi a 5-year-old kid. One I bet you in the on share. And it's a beyond to atade. Hotel room ya or iron or ho. Edi Chairman Wontumi no when I was sorry akoto fugu ama Chairman Wontumi at 4 a.m. na party event in a time bang. E dey nkwasi story no and na gate abo bi nsa into that time no and na nurse ni a omne ba omi anam no sa nurse no your friend doctor no and omo ba ye and ajo. These are fucking flimsy stupid stories. MPP na muhu ni de bia no mu ye de nkwasi afo no omo nie. This is the real omekun in time hu samya uku kojo pon kroma and those boy na mu ye me mobo. JB Dankwa, he was better, he was intelligent, he had money. The NPP na come once a it is not a joke. It is a metananka said these people have to never come close to power again. Do not think say personal. I am saving you and I'm saving myself because these are murderers. Obo careless omekun. John Mahama obo careless omekuno. NPP. They say John Dramani Mahama obo careless NPP bekuno. These people from JB Dankwa all the way to Buzia, Ebesi and the MPP. Omu danger. Na mama tukufado to me kakrawundi odi. Still, you are suffering from trauma in Ghana. You are still traumatized. Ghanaians, you don't know what to do. Multi politician namu yomu chishimo. It is Ekufuado. That's the glimpse kakra. Within 8 years, today they don't even talk about it because somebody say a refi adia you better go general line what to Obama because kwasiebia be general say JJ Rollins ni who fin mo ye bema mo kake ni ehwe de bema Ghana because they think it's a Ghana for Jimmy why na 2:04 a.m. Inti nipa na odi aduane e wo sa hotel no camera ni hotel ho who served that confirm they cooked it they poisoned it they kept it for John Kuma the plan on one say biera no can say the vice president or running mate situation na running mates no enye nitin eku John Kuma obi aboa. That is what he said in the interview. He said he's damn sure say napo running mate no any the John Kuma running mate no and the wuo ni ba he knows why they killed him. Do not underestimate the NPP. You know it and I know it. JJ Rollins Kachiremo. So who underestimate NPP, your life is short. They will cut your life short. Don't play around them. Don't give them a room to even have a seat to sit. Don't listen to the NPP. They are diabolic, demonic, devilish group. It is power they need in their life. They are deplorables. All that they need is to become relevant, and they will do everything to be relevant. They were not born to be smart. They were not born to be intelligent. They were not born to be appreciated. They were born despicable and deplorables. So they always want to find their way to become relevant, and they don't care. So they are dangerous. A story, Ashanti regional minister, the new Ashanti regional minister, no, where the yeni aye diem or ya santini, into some person mudina tem, or Bejuma or Sisa Santi. Where the ya santini, John Mahama, the Asantini Amamo, a santini young man, and yakwasi ampen, you know, and yakwana the numse kuku no casasa buo bruno, way a brantia, where to quite the near beer wako school or nim the Ghana pe and the Asantimine pe. This is the new Ashanti regional minister. He's making a difference. He's going to make mistakes along the way, but he has shown, say he's ready to work for the people. And I'm happy the way he's very, very serious about his work. I hope he continues like this. His own people are going to start instigating stuff against him. I know. Asantifoni bi ebe stati atatano, and I know. Ahimfuni bi ebe tatano, I know. Ahimani bi betatano. Nipe bi ewa santimema abrante we jumo peso odi. Na osisa santima na ompe. If you say the more santima echoki, the more impuntiomba santima no nipe bi santima mo penisa. But this young man is ready and is willing to change your santima. In a long time, yenya a regional minister Uniminyansa why ready to serve the people. The humility, his service, and how he's ready to make sure the right thing is done. No, me, I will support him. Memetiano, I will use my platform to support every single decision he takes. So far, I can give you about 95% of the work because he has shown to say he's ready to work for Santimine. Into where the any idea, mopa mundi dinatem because I end this ni. Why na aguni so beye juma ama Santimine ejina na naso. Now I can't say me very important, and the reason why I want to talk about this and then say near to Kromha. And a dynamite. Eku nipa ewa piazzi. Nana do Dankwa Ekufuado in the group. Omu jisika $5 million and omu diye. Yebusa Samuel Abujinapo. Kwasi ampeyi na or the $10,000 come a businessman so on no. Samuel Abujinapo. Go back to the businessman and tell him that the 10,000 no mijato ho on fama. Samuel Abujinapo as the minister then. Apiazi nipa ewuye explosion dynamite ku nipa ebesinde police investigation report, and I know Judge John Mahama administration will bring that report out. We will all read what is in that report, and that whatever is in that report, it has to be implemented. And I am telling John Mahama and the NDC government, we want to see the Apiazi police investigations report, because Samuel Abujina Pokwasi and Penny cannot keep the report from we Ghanaians. And if the NDC government decide not to release the report, they will not see us smile to them again, because lives were lost. We want that report out. Samuel Abujinapo, go back to the businessman and tell the businessman that Kevin Taylor, he did not take the $10,000. You are coming for your money. Then pay $10,000. It's chicken feed to me. I am not cheap like that. I don't need $10,000. And $10,000 cannot change anything in my life. It may jam a businessman. No? Go back to him and take your money, because I am not done with you. Now, near to Kroma and a piazzi, your bo nipa, your exploding manipa wuye, dynamite. Metna TV we so catch the Ghana for say. So what you saying, and out ya cra, and ebia wuti mensia, and ebia wuti eye doma, wuti ebia ho, wuti ebia Cape Coast. Now I will say, dynamite na ekunko for a piazzi no, ebin to me kuwa, now when you're serious as a Ghanaian. Maybe I will form. Me catch them say, sa dynamite na ekunko for a piazzi no, as I speak to you tonight. Me no ka say ebia kejetia ya pack dynamite car ma eni siwo driver they say original home ye chichiri kelewule one chain. You have no idea. Ebia me no ka say bantama ya pack dynamite ma e maka na choko wo ho tire 2 and na ye change tire, no caution, nothing. Ye chikelewule ye dua dokono amanfo twem ye bojota no. You have no idea. But because some say, now man for say Kevin Metan obi. And the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, bans the sale of dynamite in the middle of the town. Now, of Ose and the Asante Memo be Anton dynamite to Chrome. Catch them what TV way so. Emma MPP Kwasiafo bi didi matem. Oh, Kevin Taylor, onim nyansa because of politics. Ye will be our konongo di matem wo. Meno kasa na dwi. Meno kase obekwa santimemu na kejitia ya park car ma dynamite tata bus egum amanfo koba yeko all night ai we dem pedokono kakredi obi twem ai me kosra me boy yi o konfo no chi o na me se me tokele ole kakra dynamite ayemu ma sa nipa no okuta no phone Kevin Taylor kwasi campaign odidi mpedifo atem dim pupu 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 ye Jimmy enti de bia ka bibi kire mu ana modwen se ye tan obi ti konongo no odi matem. The next time no ebesi wo ntokurechi ye ka kire mu se sa dynamite assembly we were all supposed to add our voice for the NPP government to take action before cry ye cross to this point. Ye tena Ghana ema nipa bi for mu huduye Joyce Aye why say sremu dwan odim so yo ba o so ye be ma o kwasiafo ekutakuta Bible Ghana and almost say Apiati dien and omuji sika no mudi and omo cover report to so na me bomb pa yes sa dynamite we bi ebi nkosi Joyce Aye na sorry Diano ka ne ba konko sei ensi Joyce Aye ni fie nim na driver no enda na on sorry so okoto aduane aba na obi num jot no tuntum na blasting ku obi a ho koto de ne bodwe na nkwasiafo we nam Ghana so me nyame nipa because it is not them punching neighbor punching tree etua nyonko ho etua duom ebesi nne. So this young man in the Ashanti region, our regional minister, or say nobody should sell dynamite in the community. So person turn dynamite for ko wurem. And I think he should extend this order. He needs to tell them, say, they don't want to see anybody sell dynamite. There should be one place in every region that dynamite is sold. And that is how it's supposed to be. There should be one place. So person turn dynamite. This is the place that you should come and build your shop. Come here and rent and stay here. We know, sir, this area has been cordoned. This area is dynamite sale. In Tianyina himself, Sokoban, your wood village, woho, a whole qua, a diabia opebia benyabi. Into Mopasamo town dynamite. The minister should give another order that the government is going to go build or get a land outside the region, and that people who are into dynamite business should invest on that land, build their warehouses there. It is a Ashanti region kwana ope dynamite ato. Na unimu client baby owo. Now so unimu eye wo seller baby owa. All that you do is you get up and you go to the place and buy your dynamite. When you are leaving the place, the rules and regulations must apply. You cannot just walk out of that place with dynamite in your car. There should be station security that will escort you to where you are taking the dynamite to, and then they'll have to go there, sign off that product, that dynamite they are handed over to the mine or whoever, state the time, state the location, and everybody signs before they leave. That is how you build a nation. It will not be suitable for some people, but it has to be done. Go get a land, move all dynamite sellers to that place. Now when they go there, put all the safety measures in place and make sure that unimobi or turn dynamite a hono war because you pay nuata you call Sokoban Wood Village. Sorry. You pay nuata you call Sokoban Wood Village. Into a dynamite a dangerous thing nuata or say to me call deeper outside the town to go get dynamite to buy. Put a proposal together, Mr. Minister. Get a 10-acre land or 2-acre land or 4-acre land. Tell them that this is government accredited a place. You turn dynamite. If you want to sell dynamite, come here. Now, anybody who sells dynamite in the region is committing a crime. After that, you set people into the system, undercover police officers. Now, they are going to catch people who are selling dynamite undercover in the dark. You arrest all of them. If you want to sell dynamite, bring your license, tell us, we will give you a place. That is how it's done. And I believe in this guy and I respect his decisions. And I know these are the ways we can protect. Into every region, Biano, we should have a focal point, a place where we buy dynamite. That's it. It does not matter where you are bringing the dynamite from, but you know where you are going to sell it. You know the station where you sell the dynamite. Or Eastern region, you know where you buy dynamite. Or Central region, unim maybe a dynamite. Or because they can build the houses there, the facilities to be fortified to be able to even stand when there's an accident. When there's an accident, those buildings should be able to stand the explosions. This is how you build a nation. And I expect the regional minister to move ahead. He should not just sit there. He should make sure, he should make a move. Get a land. Move every dynamite seller in the Ashanti region there. They also are Beman. At least we know about 99% of the people are safe. Because you cannot control the market. Because you are going to struggle. I am telling you. Dynamite sellers, store to store. Put a law together. Make a dedicated place available. Where bet show? What committee imra? What committee crime? You go to jail. And this should be implemented in every region. That is the only way we can monitor who is mining and who is not mining. What are you using the dynamite for? What are you acquiring out of mining out of what kind of mining are you going to use the dynamite for? Are you registered to use dynamite? Which mining area? Through that we can plot out who is doing legal mining and illegal mining. Because when you don't get the dynamite, you'll be forced to come out. Because the dynamite is easy to get. It's easy to go out there and blow. Now, when it becomes difficult to get a dynamite, you have cut some of the problem out. Now, you find other means, other ways to stop illegal mining. Because you'll be back open to dynamite to Ashanti region. Now, better dynamite now. We are going to trace you and know where or what you are going to do with that dynamite. Say, so, now we are legitimate now. We will know that you are a legal registered miner. If you're a quarryman, we know you are using the dynamite to blow stones or rocks. That is the only way we can monitor. That is how you build. And people like us, we can help. People like us, we can help you put a document together. We can help you put a law together. We can help you people build a nation. We know how these things work. That is the way you fight Galamsey. That's the way you fight the illegal system. That is the only way. Because right now, stop here, they are going to be selling it in their stores. It is not a crime. So you need to enforce, put a law there, create a law. Make sure your team, you put it together. Then dedicate a land for that. They also have Behrman, Umbra Krumeton dynamite. The moment you dedicated the place, every dynamite that leaves there, you know where it's going. Every dynamite that comes in, you know where it's coming from. You are good. Nobody can do illegal mining. Now you look for the small parts. And technically, Ashanti region, Ubetuma stop illegal mining in 6 months. Control the source. Control the source. When you control the source, you are done. You are the boss. Nobody can be moving illegal a dynamite around in Ashanti region. Near blow her. No, nobody. Because nipa na test hona autono. Nipa na automan undercover ko nim so a police and so nye police ni. After that, now the mrat to uchi obi so ton dynamite. Sika obenya 10,000 Ghana. Ubo nipa e be chi omo Ghana. Because obi betuba ko no ko wusi ton dynamite oba be kan e ba be chiw. Obi so ton dynamite ko ha. Ha ne ton dynamite because I want to protect my child. Put a law together. Let your people help you pass it in parliament. That way, illegal mining, what can't half problem away. Now you are left with dealing with some few things. Because now we cannot trace any dynamite. Every dynamite that reaches our port, we don't know where it is going. We don't know a destination. And dynamite is for destruction. So majority of the dynamite that come into Ghana is for destruction. Into almost say almost say nipa, almost kunipa. So how do we curb that? Stop the source, control the source. Make sure you, at the end of the day, make the source 1 point. There were 16 regions. We need to have, each region needs to have 1 point I turn dynamite. That's all. You can't tell me you are in the Ashanti region. Now catch them say, baby, I dedicated to dynamite in Emuwa. What about them? Baby, I will be also to because our source no dynamite. And that is how it's supposed to be done. No underground sale, no illegal sale. You will check the system. Through that, you will know who is doing legal mining and illegal mining. In Tiaye, every region can tell us in the data how many people are in this region doing legitimate mining. Because the tracing of the dynamite will show whether this mining company is doing legitimate mining. That's all. Because and we can send people around to monitor the amount of times you use a dynamite. So I better dynamite 50 year. We expect you to use it in a period. Now you need to let us know. There need to be an audit. Who you seen the bang? How many times have you used it? We need to know how it's being used. Send a buyer want to me answer and move dynamite and go another location. So you need to take stock. They need to come and report to you how many times they've used the dynamite. Now you can monitor. I believe in this regional minister and I know he can do it. I am here to help. There are more young men at the School of Mines. You can put them together to draft this. Just for the Ashanti region. I swear to God, you will change the face of Ashanti region. Nobody can do illegal mining in Ashanti region. I'm telling you. Go get the UMAT people. Go to the School of Mines. They are there. They will write it for you. They will brief you. They will do the research. They will give it to you. You take it to Parliament. You pass the law. Mr. P, which one is this? These people are mad, Mr. P. Forget them. Now look at this. I've been marking and them who saw a video be. Hey, it's 6 o'clock. It's 11 in Ghana. And then Friday on. Okay. I've been marking a video be and the video. So share video now mobile. And I don't have time to play that concert video on my show. But I want Ghanaians to understand, say, video na afinyo making here, no. It's been over 12 weeks. To about NPP losing here. So ask yourself, why is afinyo making now coming out with a video saying that calling each other names isn't the way to go? Let's move on. And the afinyo making here video I catch NPP for say, me and Frefre Hooding, mommy and bread together. Let's move on. There's a problem. Right now, we all know, say, Afenyomakin did not deserve the majority leader then. From what Oseche Mensah said, now a regional balance. They wanted to use somebody from the central region, not necessarily somebody who was cut for the job. He is not qualified. That's why we are seeing the lapses in his leadership qualities. Now, Afenyomakin is seeing something. Mekachi Ghana for say, Afenyomakin leading the NPP, they cannot stop anything in Ghana Parliament. I've told you. I know sometimes the NPP followers, NDC followers, and Ghanaians get frustrated when he's fooling. But the reality is that he is understanding, say, and now I started to say, Asantifoko Kosono, they are gearing up to take over the party. Oseche Mensah Bonsunanti and all your interviews, he was telling the party for to say, losing parliament was Afenyomakin's fault, and that if he was the leader, he would have brought parliament to the people, at least the grassroots of the party, for them to know how to protect the parliamentary seats. Oseche Mensah Bonsu is letting the NPP base understand, say, this guy is a twerp, and our defeat in parliament, it should be linked directly to him. Debi Amikache Ghana for say, Afenyomakin, he has never been a leader and he can never be a leader. You know why? Because one, Afenyomakin is a selfish brat. He thinks everything is about him. Even when he did this video, you could see that he is talking about protecting his position and his ambition as a politician, but not the holistic party problem or person solving. No. Afenyomakin is playing on the minds of the MPP in some way, Jimmy. He knows you are stupid. He has been with you for all these years. He has measured your level of emotions. He knows your emotions are very, very weak. So every time, he sits and he plans for you people and uses you people like pigs. Into this video he put out there, it is to protect his leadership as a minority. He is not doing anything. Let me tell you. From the day John Mahama and NDC for about parliament, Afenyomakin has not been able to stop anything. And see what happened in parliament today. They have passed all the deputy ministers. Afenyomakin cannot stop anything. He cannot. From the beginning, he made the MPP followers believe, he was lying to them. Nana Dankwa Kufuado choosing Afenyomakin because they knew say obey bedinama, not because he was competent. In the such a man supposed to call radio, he was letting people understand say, Senka, you're not a leading MPP or parliamentar, this defeat would have never happened. And it is looking like if the leadership does not change, the MPP are going to drop more seats, and in 2028 they might come to 14. From what we know and our data we are working with now, if they don't take care, 2028 Afenyomakin, who does not have any leadership qualities to be able to galvanize the base, because what is so attractive about Afenyomakin to make those who didn't vote for the NPP in 2024 vote for NPP 2028? What is so exciting about him? Nothing. He backs and fool himself, but he cannot get the work done. Let me tell you, 88 MPs or Oseche Mensah Bonsu can make impact. I'm telling you. If you are reasonable, you are smart, and you know how parliament works, Oseche Mensah Bonsu can use 88 MPs. He will make parliament. He will make impact in parliament. You'll be shocked. But I see this fool is about himself. Parliament, because he does not understand what he represents. Because he thinks it's a fashion show. He thinks MPP for, and you see, I don't blame him. He has analyzed the party. He has moved with you people. Or he said 99% of you people are foolish. So this thing he did. This thing he put out there, say Afenyomakin doing some sexy video. It is not for the party. It is to protect a minority position. Because you see, our ambition, or just to be the president, because we need some party more. When I saw his video, I was like, Akwa Wejin Sagana for Jimmy. The NPP, they can get a potent, intelligent leader who understands leadership and can basically reach out to the other side. That person can make the NPP powerful in parliament. What you are seeing here. And then I catch an MPP for to say, Afenyomakin cannot stop anything in parliament. Mahama is almost 60 days in office. Afenyomakin to me stop it at Bakumpo. One thing. But he's always talking about his shirt. Kwasia, you're losing 1.8 gap. You are telling me about the shirt you are wearing. Go to Mexico. The shirt you are wearing, it has 2-star review. 2-star review. Where Jiminti, Ote Ghana, you are not proud of a material made in Ghana. You are in Parliament of Ghana defending a shirt made by some Vietnamese for a Cuban, for a slave like you to wear. You are very, very dumb and stupid. You have lost your sense of originality. You don't even know who you are. How can you lead people to win power? So stupid and shameful that you go to a Cuban parliament and the leader of business or the opposition will stand up and say, this shirt is from Ghana. It is a, hey, he does not represent anything. Wait, Jimmy. See, leadership. And you have to learn it. It comes with humility. That's the first principle of leadership. This guy does not understand it because he got the position on a silver platter. Because Akufo-Addo just took Oseche Mensah-Bonsu out and say, you come. Oh yeah, nipa, but you're doing something to lead the NPP. That is why they are here today. Afenyomakin having 137, he could not galvanize the party. He could not make sure the MPs were together. He could not coordinate. And I'm losing sitting in there. So Afenyomakin leads this party for the next 6 months. I swear to God, NPP will lose almost it Becca 12. This is the same guy who told you that NDC will win the elections from the Ashanti region. I work with data, Papa. I called Ghana's election 3 days. Now I'm a lecture commissioner on calling elections. I know what I am talking. So because I'm a gumu party now, I've already set plan for you people. I have your chat too. Me, myself, and my team, we have drafted a plan for you. We have your data, your source data. We have you, your bile. What you people, we can enter your brains. We know how your level of intelligence may be able to. So when I tell you that I'll take you, I'll keep you in opposition for 42 years, I know what I'm talking about. I called Ghana's election 2024 3 days. Now it's into me calling elections. You know why? Because we know what we are doing. It is a MPP. Respect me. Humble yourself. Because me go MPP. Me go no. Me na me catch me work to party for fra. Sebio representing the whole Ghana, not a few. I will close, I will shut, I will nullify NPP. Mojen say kasa keke. Ma catch them for 4 years. Me see me good party no. I will take power from the Ashanti region. I'm see your base in Piabontin. Mu base in no. Your base, mu party in na mo to abano. Mu ni nipa bi free baby abi. And I will tap into the little one left. Me see me, God being on my side, and I have a solid team behind me, and me humbling myself and knowing that I will tap. Major molest 12 seats in 2028. 12. I'll give you 12 seats. Next time when you see a young Aigbe boy who was trained in the Ashanti region, you respect him. By heart. Do you know what we know? Do you know where we have been to get here? We understand Ghana politics, the dynamics. May catch them. This guy is the weak link of the NPP. I'm telling you. Oseche Mensah-Bonsu and Nanti, he was telling you people that. Sani radio tour, yeah, no. And no nama kwa we have a video, no. Me Sunday marriage counselor. You know, marriage is always good. Kwasia, would you say Jimmy? Drama say oh, drama king. Jimmy, he knows that Asantefono are putting a team together on Betuno. Now NPP can never succeed with Afenyomakin, never. He knows, he has seen it. Now how did you become a minority leader? Not on merit. It was never on merit. That means there are people who are equally better than you. So why are you leading them? There are people who are they are better than you. So why are you leading them? The reality is hitting. He's beginning to know. It's a party near Santifor party or Mubetuno. And for the MPP to see a little bit of light, this guy has to go. So Afenyomakin was the one who started the Oseche Mensah-Bonsu. Afenyomakin started or they Japan. They knew what they were doing. They thought they were going to win the elections because they were targeting Atuforcing seats. Afenyomakin catch Akufo-Addo so Obetumaji Atuforcing seat in MPP. They thought they could rig the election and win. It Akufo-Addo Jimmy no only Kennedy Mutina say okay and the yenyi Oseche Mensah-Bonsu from Ashanti region and the papa be free homba. Na yemfa wo mehye ho. So the idea was Afenyomakin to come in, take the seat in the central region and nullify Ato Forsen. That was their target. Kwasi Ato. So this guy now knows. They have seen it. And he has seen it. See when who's Asantefo making moves. I feel when we say Nekufuado ni ho. Right now, who's the defense bia? It's my video. Na menkasa is a Sunday school marriage counselor. Na menkanch MP for no mkasa omo ntebrofu. Sanko fue na no mokasa we mo. Ni eso no wate wonga. Yeso no wate wonga. Wa jimi ama no kura. Wakoto de en. Shirt free Mexico, Cuba. And what akonwa tim. Ono ne taxes na odi ato akodwa Kwasi Ato ka brofo. Nipa na ka brofo no nie. We na odi brofo ka kire no. Odi unye serious guy. MPP lost ni nyina. MPP now some lose elections no. The number of seats MPP losing our parliament no. Market. Don't you know? The party lost touch with the members of parliament because the leader of that members of parliament then no did not understand why the grassroots needed the MPs. He was just looking at Akufo-Addo. I'm telling you. And even though I know Oseche Mensah-Bonsu is a criminal, he's a thief, he's a hypocritical disease of a politician, no, and can pene emomu lose this margin. At least 100 seats. At least 100 then kobe and I say bia 83 and 91 kobe to 91. Na motete Ghana and kwasiasem arrogance. What do you know in politics? Asantefo no me catch them say when they are in opposition me a daring to say cobra. Asantefo MPP opposition to say North Korea lethal bomb and blasting them kakra tin obewuna pie wodum boom. Asantefo people were opposition a disease a toilet mumwa ochina be kona 1 ade be china 1,000 dangerous because they believe in lies. He has seen the glimpses of danger. You have to obey 12 weeks. You could not tell the base and the party just after a week say this is what's supposed to happen. 12 weeks. Then the man for making a video way when we say the talk can. Bo party no me ma catch them. And obi kano. Kevin, give them 1 seat per region. Remember 16 seats. Every region where you need 1. But you say me dia grow. Time I near Ashanti region, we will take power from Ashanti. Now you say dia grow. Me say, you be mama region be abako. You be G seat in Anaka 16. You have no idea. You see what John Mahama is doing? You will be shocked. And the NDC is going to build a new plant. The NDC, one of the best energy ministers in Ghana, John Abujinapo. JJ is going to build a new plant. A new gas plant. They be a NDC bar, I'm build a plant. Every time the NDC comes to power, they build a plant. Now, they are back again, NDC. They are going to build another plant. Because that plant that we're using, it cannot take the amount of gas that needs to be supplied to Ghanaians for power. In the end, first cabinet meeting, John Mahama and energy minister, John Jinapo, they have come to that conclusion that a new plant is going to be built. Now, this is what we are doing. Mamencho BB, so I want to the air can I see? Oh, plant in one gas plant no. Gas plant no. Right now we are supplying power almost 300 whatever to Burkina Faso. Now look at what is going to happen. Maybe I want to we are say the NDC no almost a shekruno. See new plant. Sa power na yedima Burkina Faso no. What is going to happen is sa power no yebet me jai sa gas no yebet me stay with Ghana planting. Meaning we have gotten some extra power. Now, sa new plant in the crown, you bet me yibi. Sa energy nibi near the Burkina. Burkina will be paying. Now, what is going to happen is the new plant there still be reserved energy. Now, sa sikana yeje fi Burkina hono, we will use that money to service our plant in Ghana. Meaning, power flow will be etc. So, what the John Mahama administration wants to do, that we need to build a new plant. And that plant, it will serve as a backup, even though it's going to have the same power and bigger than what we have. what we are going to have in Ghana, they are using Siano a home cat because right now, no, planting using Ghana now, yeah, G energy be SR the Burkina Faso. Even though we are making money, it's going against us because at the end of the day, when you take the money, you still need to go buy gas. So what you have to do is you need to have another plant that at the end of the day, the one you are using at home, you don't touch it. So technically, you have full capacity with our own plant. And then the next one we are building, you bet to my tonkakra, not diaka wobuno, yasa dia support you into every time we will have excess power. That was the idea John Mahama Mujama MPP for 8 years in Kwasiafo we am fine te and I say toilet paper and count. The NDC are back. The thinkers are back. The reasonable people are back. They are going to build it. And Kwasiafo mo hwe. A bedroom baby. Kwasiabi beka say na NDC be ye dien. Mo amolai timba munye dina mundem. Sani ade ma be 1 year ni. John Mahama ne NDC almost solve it. Onti asia tuko togo. Because there's no money. And they are doing their best to keep the lights on. Kakra ohono and the engineer you see. Into say go to Togo because that problem is being solved. Governance is between you and us. We are all building this nation together. We will all share. John Mahama is not going to lie to you. John Abu Jinapo is not going to lie to anybody. We will share it. And how do you get gas? But still, they are trying to find a way to build a new plant to make sure say enough because our plant using Sisiano, we are not supposed to touch any power from it and share it. We are supposed to let it be a full Ghanaian supplier. And ni say a chest our power be. The new plant in the between Kakra de Matogu and Burkina. Not still Kakra Naka de Abeso Papa so. That is how we need to build our nation. Into more himfono, more software. Muko sorry dem a ahemfo no nka kire ma sorry for say John Mahama sabe ye plant foforo ye kofa Ameriba ya mudi John Mahama atem na ndesi Kumasi Ameri na ye kofa ba na Kumasi fomba mo ye demonstration etwi moto ase no ndesi Kumasi ma mo power into obi anka na nuntum obi antwa obi antro Ghana na yete no kakra wo ho no eno na ye beche till say ye be solve problem na e wo ho no Ekufu adom wo ho na dum so wo ho na ye hyehyɛ mutirim kwasiafo na mo dwen say Ekufu adom be wi na betwa ye ntro. We will build this country and we will use truth to build Ghana. One tiasia Togo nwa. Get out. My cat said Ghana no enye nyina ne ose to aba. The reason why my cat say anybody boy it is all to aba. I when we say it is all to aba.
Kwasia oba besia. Wabo bosia, wabo aba besia. Wabo bosia 20 million. Was what they fa kwadu. Na kwadu ewrade adu ebilibo ma. Ebilibo ma na ba wuchi mi no. Ena me mi nwa ba no me mo wani kwaje. Kwadu ebilibo ma ewrade adu e ba sai.
Just me see me 2028 equal. MPP vote. You see e be to aba e be test. Enye so bia sorry ado be to aba. Me di 18 me to aba ye be jai sa ade no. Enti MPP vote Jimmy ninti MPP for school amon penti any Jimmy nti mumudo do de be test e wo police station sa ne ato aba. Enti uba e be busa akohia. Enti mo anko school na mo di part de chi ye na nanom ye na nanom. Ena na koye wei ena ne kokko de na kokko ntokwa ena na wei ye bo we tuo ena mo di Jimmy wi mo wi ebonji bini ni ayade mo MPP for de bi ye be test sa ne ato aba. Wa hwe mo nyina mo to aba de bi o. You see, I would do any more pen and paper trading, natural myself, and son of what to. Why here next 2020, we make 2% more. Because me a very sure say me say in tough for almost dear, almost to me it to me myself. I want to afford the men called brofo, hey, may I take you? I'm coming, Mr. Livingston, or bet sure, infant for Mr. Brown, don't go there. Bonophone school, go ahead, Bonofo, I'm the 2 for my nice. Oko eye enzima kwa me nkroma go for no omuko school for kenam no go school kaku kaka ekumu omuko school rough eye oba eye ehifa uwure tese omo na mo ya BB4 ya BB4 ya kasi go try myself go to aba bo benya 2% mo za go for inti 2028 there aboatwe ya be try myself and send ya to aba e be he de be so okrum ha me say ade be TikTok everywhere no ade be get TikTok dey see ano untumi use video without copyright or say everything be air texting mo de mo hu de be so okrum ha mo nyina bo bawu mo untumi type e na nkwase ade mo amuntumi read mo amuntumi ntro e na mugu party echi na Jimmy e na na de ntoma ma wei e na na asase nie e na na ne we kun ye ebusia ntokwa de fa Ghana ho ben ebusuafo na eko om ntokwa efri Ghana efa Ghana ho ben ebusuan ntokwa de say ebusuan ntokwa ye ka Ghana se na ekekere Ghana etime maka kire mu 2028 ye be exam sansan ya to aba no ye be hwe de bezo krum ha ye John Mahama anka mame ato mame aye exam sansan ya to aba e ho na nke behu 2% kranka mu nya mo metena krum ha hwe before I start the show me refi man kan kire mu this is the president of the Republic of Ghana egigim makumbem sa lose wa mo lose ahye mo papa ayamo ya metie mu a pain wom sometimes mo kasa on social media na ade na metie yaw wom ha me but mo bewu yaw ni bekumo mo president ni ndwan muntie MPP for nyansafo no man to aba na mo so mo de omo tumi to aba man kwasiafo no omo 2028 omo to aba biem ayin because kakre bi be 1% pe omo ye be 13,000 omo no man to aba nipa 13,000 ayin the wash at read nipa 13,000 per to aba see the another 13 ka omo tumi wini ayin enti mo president ni munya di na muntie kwasiafo mo tumi text TikTok for MPP TikTok for mesiriwa mo president ni ndwan matena buru chechiti bonku mo numu kankan mo president ni mo dina temo mo president election ba kwa mo lose ye de bia na mo di atem eye mo ya ende mo aka 42 years old Mahama onyan di 60 years of power e be rough 4 years e be ba na mo amodi 62 no mo di 68 na mo bewu John Mahama endi 4 years no we di 52 no we di 62 wa we di 50 no we di 54 what inti John Mahama only 4 years na mo mudu do mo bewu John Mahama so we are another one beba sa 42 years inti mo amotia sisi ar mo nkai se mo nyina mo bewu ansa na MPP nya power inti ana mo ho ye mo mobo inti mo nyina mo njai party na mo tena mo baby because mo nyina mo bewu ansa na mo se nya power inti mo mbo mo bra se mo bako heaven enye se mo bo bra se ye beba power over power da be wo bewu 42 years election ba kwa muluzi ye de bia tenidie de bia Mohammed yakwase o nya Kevin Taylor yakwase o ensesa bibia Osafo Mafo we did 92 ono ohu bibia biem fremo pare obewu je ekufo papa obewu eyi okpodi obewu obo mu di banyim nyina muso amaka no 40 years mu amodi 40 sisia no NDC free for no di 82 muso mu bewu mu amodi 40 sisia wo MPP mu no NDC free power na mo di 80 na muso mawu intesi na de ye ka no enye mu generation asam na ye ka generation bi dada foforo bi na ye ka o masam intese mubo it is better you people concede the pain say mo agia tum say 42 years na de mo ye na ensesa bibia mo bewu intike jaya ho a na nka makofa akwa we abaso mbe ye president papa jasko turtleneck the baomia intike ye jiminti na nke ekoto aba no na nke se akwa we medi president aja kese ye jimi kura nti intike ama ye ni anya dia ena ye anya exposes ena ye ngina mo so a ena ye ndi matema mumu bia hu se mo jimi oni se mo to aba inti kamo kofa akwa we abraso medi president mumu boda mo hu mo ebi bo na mo boda mo hu mo sa ambesiri for na bonum kankan na mo gu MPP mu no ana mo boda mo hu mo nyina mo bawu ansa mo nya power mo bra mo waye den mo ndidi o mo to ice cream mo ndi ma mo honto mo na mo bewu because John Mahama kwa aka 42 years more inti se mo ba bibia mo nya ne ndem mo nya ne ntam na mo wu anka ya ma ni anya de anka mo de akwa we bre say o be di president mo adwenya adwuma ho me yesi afa me ho ye be di Kevin Taylor atem ye be di Mahama atem me John Mahama unim ni surname Mahama ena me eye Taylor me wudi Mahama tem enkame weni adin akotena Ghana na di Mahama tem so obetuni na tena kuro ma chu do me yo mo tete mantwe na mudi atem and nansi am so Kevin Taylor mo problem nyina say am so ma Kevin Taylor mba Ghana. I thought you say you people were saying say Kevin Taylor can never come if your man come to Ghana masasa no they say say mo call NI before ho mo call a petition. Now my den you see Kevin Taylor ba Ghana inti den you see eyi oh yanchi Kevin hey mo boda mo hu now because I say come to Ghana no you see I no mo nka biem you see we are looking for you looking for me yeah mo mianjum the caption of the day papa we ebedi president mo boda mo hu and we are going to try and explain to Ghana who JB Dankwa is. And I'm not going to make it so complicated, because JB Dankwa time na owo no nyoma oye ye boni a odi ye sa NLM UP MPP UP NLM MPP sa party we a tribalism ahyemu ma a nyansa efe ne nyansa omunhweda ni bi no, and they be din hu dwuma kakra, because John Mahama, the president of the Republic of Ghana, Okasa no Okatakyie Afrifa nyina say declassified documents are CIA if we release it say JB Dankwa na or a traitor. Mutala Mohammed so aka bibi wa parliament. Enti saa nyoma ni nyina no ende yebeke kensie ni ma wohu bebi a eye saa party we omu free. Party we bonyo no ede ye JB Dankwa mo any creative party we a yede kopie eye ne nhia. Enti we will let you understand why so ya Ghana ni nde na sa wutie politics ni ade ade a also transibusa ho say na sa MPP we a party a nipa da seni onim nyansa betumi di ekire. But before I do that, I need to read this to Ghanaians. This is a very important notice. Oya Ghana ni a sa nyoma we e wo say odi tu hofo. Wa mo hwe me the young people in Ghana, the old people in Ghana. Aya oti Ghana oti kroma ma ekromo ho emra no for tu hofo. Fa ba obra, because ene na beboa wo ema sebio unkofa wo ho enkoto asemu a okakode efiase. Enyansafo no mo Ghana no omutie me, and it is always important to say nyoma say ekura wutim no emra ewoma e wo so wudi so. Now there's something called Cyber Security Act 2020. Also obia ehu saade no, we a young man, we a young woman. It does not matter baby awo baby awo free dia wo ye se emra so mu a ujimi a ubedemache. It is sometimes we try to also do what? Educate Ghanaians about a corona utim no emra also would so. Now this act no in Ghana threatening to release someone's nude pictures to coerce them into doing something is considered as serious offense under the Cyber Security Act 2020. Yes, Ghana ha say ufra obi ana uhuna obi ana odi koti kwa bi so efre nipa bi se opese wo daada no ehuna no na wo kacha nse se wanya bibia mame a mede sebio uhu naked picture ana se onufu ana o body ana uhu be kire ewiase no Ghana emra kire se nipa bi ye saa na se evidence wo ho e kire se saa nipa no wa ye bibi saa Ghana emra ne kire se Mrs. Thank you. Ghana Mrane Chirese Cyber Security Act 2020 no Chirese nipa na waya sa no we boom braso na eye broni yusu we be serious offense under that act. Anytime you can say oh yeah Ghana now hwemia, these are very important things. Ultimate fro bin ka say hey so wanye we amamia be do naked picture beba bontene we boom braso Ghana Mra no ehye wo se wo se atwewaso we eye education na ye oh yeah be ma kake. Mr. P, I can do that for him. Mr. P, I can do that for him. Thank you. Mr. P, I've done it for him. So, we are Ghana young man also utie. Now, okay, a act na. So, obi, efa koti kwaso, epese, obu ni pebi, or dada ni pebi, or force ni pebi momu ye bibia, abra enyom will. Nasa okachiro mo se, sawa nya. And there me wo pictures, me wo videos, me de bekwa bontene e ma mansan hu a Ghana mbra ne kire se eye emra eye bonekese a e wo se Ghana mbra no e so watwe waso no twe waso. Uko enima o say if your man say ke punishment you say asotwe a e wo ho no young men na mo hwe me no any young women no asotwe e wo ho no wafre obi e wanye we amame a me naked video but dey hu krampon say what text nipa na evidence wo ho ehu chen bibia say nipa no to me the evidence ne kire say dey wa ye nie na ye trace ne hu say ampa dey wo ye nie a ehu chen bibia enti mom brante ne mbaba wa na mo hwe me no ehia pa say mo be fa sa de we atum kotodwam if your man say ken or say ke now asotwe a eka hu nie say such acts are classified as blackmail or sexual extortion, which can attract a jail term of 10 to 25 years. Ghana Mrana make no. we nya me na me share you yes saa de no wo ye na se sebio emrane ne wudi na echew se ampara wa ye na se sebio engina so wo ho na aban ensa so mu a ye do kwatwere efiase emfie du ekopum emfie du mienu eduonu num 10 to 25 years if a man say ke keke. So we are just educating the public. Say we yes sir, we are brantie, we are babawa. Now we yes sir, we go dem 10 to 25 years. Ghana mra, your friend Cyber Security Act 2020. Inti say evidence chiwa. Enya tobe o. Enya tenio. Enya petrabetri o. Eya mra. Yo bibi a friend mra. Now okay. Deɛ ka ho a me kan akyerɛ wo ma me starting free soro na me nhyɛ mu kena na me ma enkinkom na deɛ ɔyɛ bɛrima na ɔnka kɛ ɔse punishment in here such acts are classified as blackmail or sexual extortion which can attract a jail term of 10 to 25 years. Secondly, almost say additionally deɛ bɛsa de ato so no enie. Additionally, the Criminal and Other Offense Act 1960 Act 29 also considers this as a form of extortion, which is a second-degree felony. Conviction under this law can lead to imprisonment of at least 5 years. You jail 25 years for just telling the partner say, "So why you we mame? So why you we mame? Me wo naked videos. Me the bet shire. Ama ya yeden nipa de hu. Na se chill. Na evidence was say na we ya 10 to 25 years now become." Eno ye baako na de saka wo biam ne say sa action no kura na wo ye no sa ade na wankasa wo ye no eno so kura na esa attract another additional jail term which is 5 years. So for you to just be doing that no what committee boni mienu extortion because o ka chere say wa anye we ya meye we etia wo nti we are looking in a range between 10 to 30 years. If your man say ke, if you are a man, me enya mi o me ni obi ani asem o eye nchirechiremu na me chirechiremu and when nyina no say Ghana mra no enya evidence chire say Ghana ni aya saade we ya o say mra no ni di. If you are a man say ke, intimidate be ba say me be chirechire Ghana imbebunu o mo hwe me ene omo a sebio omo pese omo di obras oman no mra so na obia ho to no intimidate me ba say me be chirechire mra ni mu imetiwa imabawa young men and women mamonye sa because so yes na mra nchewa between 10 to 30 years the obedem making sure say evidence wo na say police for and investigators who say evidence ni afenchim dia waso be hye yeah but that's it we there me ba say me be kire ade mu akire mo so if you're a man wa wo hwem na wo ye beema no a wo so there wo bo odin wo hwa te se me no but na TV social media ne kake bo me din the Kevin Ekobedu Taylor beema na okasa obodin nti na metena ha me bodin ti do so ye beema te se me otumi bu ne pa e wo ba so te se me a sebi o ose one de ne beema ne hunsuo gina ho no on bebo Kevin Ekobedu Taylor social media on the opekura mama ne nka Kevin Ekobedu Taylor on ka ke media me say if you a man say ke inti mun send a message in come Ghana for nyina you see if you a man say ke men kan tintin o text kra o comment o baby men ka bibia o de o kwa o say if you a man say ke if you a man say ke eno akeke I'm fine I say if you are a man say ke me Kevin Taylor no kra wa eno kra dey asem dey achew if you are a man say ke na hwe you be see me ti America o but I'll decide what happens to the ebesi wo Ghana if you are a man say ke all right mummy anjum mo dey mu hu bibi da now let's go straight and clear this one too. Also Obiati Asie said this boy is a criminal. This boy is part of our show. This boy is also one person we cannot allow to walk on the streets of Ghana. He needs to go to jail. Williams anefi sapon oyewi. Ne maame eka no ho no mobɔ krono no. Ne papa eka ho no mobɔ krono no. Ni nuanom ka ho no mobɔ krono no. This boy went to dupe a lady in Kumasi, a friend Gloria. Obane hai nyoma hai dying eto nyoma gumu man no di nyoma nyina edwane ye no betan kran. And also your marketing. Sa Obanoso is coming out with an exclusive on this guy. Boy way or ye from Tete. He's a criminal. My money 2 things to do. Umbra Bontine only just a video, 20 seconds video. I don't know John Mahama. I have not sat in any meeting with anybody to discuss any contract or a deal, gold refinery deal, and I've never added John Mahama to any of my deals. As simple. And as secondly, I'm for the certification in Bachelor Ghana for say or a real doctor. And no. But until this criminal does that, ne mame, ne papa, omonene ye fraud, no. Every single day when I come on my show, I will show the world who they are. Boy, ne papa ni or a kromfo onim de ne bane ye. He is part of the cartel. Ne papa enim ne bane kro no obo. Papa we eka boy no ho e na mu wian kofo e na nkom person de John Mahama din ekoye fraud. This man, he is part of this boy's fraud. Maka kire no until he does that, ne papa ne maame ne nebusuafo edin pa internet so da. And I'm not going to allow him to rest. I am not going to allow him to steal from anybody. Never. I am going to make sure he ends up in jail. This is his mother. Nema Aminye. She is also involved in the crime. Also a fraudster. On ne bano and a frauding kofo. This boy, adia na opeso ye Eddie Mahamadin, Eddie Boneno. Maami we nim. This woman, she knows about it. She is also a criminal. She is also a criminal. Until this boy does what I have told him to do. His name is part of my show. And I'm going to make sure he ends up in jail. Wey Oyewi, Williams Anefi Sapon. Mo amudi de chini mushi am kan say Kevin Taylor say ya adie mienu pe ade na wontumi nye. Do only 2 things. Now udin o ma mi dinda, o papa dinda, because for now no the world knows say your mother is a criminal. O ma mi ya kromfo. And our papa so ya kromfo. If you say someone nim say o ya kromfo and come culture say yeah. Na obia hu say o nya kromfo. But omu nim say o ya kromfo nti they are all hiding with you. Omu nyina ya kromfo ni nuanom so nie. Sikana owia no o de hwe ni nuanom we wo school. And ni nuanom we so esua ne fraud no. Enti sa fraud na Williams Anefi Sapon eye no. Oni ni nuanom nketua we na o kire omo. Small girl we ni small boy we their part. And an almost committed crime. A family, a cartel. And this boy is the fraudster who is showing Ninyan Ketua way how to defraud people. Williams said, or a doctor, I'm for the certificate in Betre. William Bekanche Ghana for say, on continent meeting, Bia say, Embo Mahamadin, and Kanche, Obia Brunibia say, John Mahama and Adam for, on fa a ye Sikamano, non for be gold refinery, na John Mahama, Bemana, Nipana, a contract to her. Way a ye simple, one also a life coach was a day. Do it. I keep telling people, me catch us say idea, now why ye, now something ask them call. This boy and his siblings, they are criminals. Until we are not done, I will be back to this matter. I will make sure that this boy is jailed. He ends up in jail. Because ultimately for John Mahama Dean, the president, ultimately for the Dean and Koya fraud. This boy tried to use Sami Jemfi. He was trying to force a meeting with Sami Jemfi. Nyamena boa Sami Jemfi ma meeting we amaso. He used another gentleman say, oh, Madam for Samini and in the school, Maminko who Sami and Kobeso Ras Sami office don't Sami trap picture and no and ko finish NDC government no. This boy. Nyame and the protected Sami Jemfi boy we enshia and kende ko the Sami Jemfi koye. Inti I am telling him, Loud Silence Media, this production, you are part of it. Every single day we will remind the internet and the world that you, your parents, and your siblings, you are fraudsters. Me say, court. I don't know court no. I thought you said you were going to go to court. And I now just said me about here. Minti me say, Mr. Rao, I thought to say, what's the court? I want you to go to the court. Yenti court na sembium. Come out and tell us what happened to the court you said you were going. But say a court now also kono. Kwasia, odi sami akora. Odi sa gana voji mi ohun. Wakofa letterhead na odi diabetes say watch say oko court. Na ame Debra kwasia na ne concept prekuba no. Kwasia mpe na onye dwuma bia no. Ono atamo air post nyoma. Na ame Debra ono he na oduru. Ame Debra who knows him? Ame Debra lazy man. The yiri na ebo hard wa ha na kwasia otiga na didi nkora. Why the concert your organist, Pentecost organist, Kwasiato, and I will use Amia Debra. Who knows Amia Debra? Amia Debra, na he mutin or Shabbox shows as would the Kamelichi. Kwasia penny on an obey Yuzuno. Oh, bottom. Court no me train or court no. I am waiting for the court. With the minimum, me say more. Mo party no me guno asa achi akromfo ni nyina gum me ka asam cha na buje se media agro me say MPP me guno me wi na masa achi akromfo ni nyina gum obi antumi nye foko